Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Coach JC. Everyone gather around should be good one today. Today's topic is men need to handle rejection a lot better. Point blank, whether you're getting a woman's number, whether you're setting up a date, whether it's after a date, you gotta handle rejection a lot better. I mean, there's always ways to handle when a woman rejecting you, whether it's on the front end or the back end. Trying to go to approach a woman, she says no, I'm not interested, or hey, I got a boyfriend. Just saying, okay, cool, best wishes to you and your man. Keep it short, simple, and to the point. You go on the first date, you're waiting there 10, 15, 20 minutes, she doesn't show up. That's cool. Just say, all right, cool, you just wasn't interested. But even before then, you got to make sure that she has a high interest for you, even before you even go out on a date with her. So I let that stuff could be avoided. So, like I said, a lot of men, they're getting rejected a lot, and they want to turn their anger out on women. And like I said, it's just uncalled for, it's unnecessary. What you gonna do? Beat yourself up. A woman rejects you or she declines you, you want to turn up on her, you want to curse her out, you want to get violent with her, you want to punch her in the face, then, they got a place for you. You're gonna be behind somebody's jail cell. So just make sure that you handle rejection with positive action, and just look at it like, hey, it wasn't my time, or hey, she wasn't interested at this moment, this time, and if he says no, and you keep going after her, then you don't need to do all that either, because that's harassment. You just need to charge it to the game, like, hey, she wasn't interested in me. I got the courage enough to approach her and try to get her number, but she wasn't interested. So that's that. And like I said, rejection happens to everybody. Like I said, me personally, I've been rejected plenty of times, different reasons you don't know. It can be because your height, it can be because of your weight, it can be because of your skin tone, it can be because of anything. It can be rejected just because she's having a bad day and doesn't want to, be bothered with anybody. So it's not really a specific reason why people get rejected. People just get rejected all the time just for, everything. So it's like, this just a numbers game. You're out there trying to date, and you get the first date, you get rejected. Don't get a second date. Hey, it happens, it happens even to me. Even to Coach JC, I've been rejected a lot of times, but like I said, grow from it. And, it just doesn't discourage me. I just keep going. Just kept going after it until I found my wife, and, we're almost 5 years deep in to our marriage, so it's like, yeah. So things work itself out, for the most part. And that's the thing what you got to do is you got to continue to put your best foot forward. Don't let it discourage you. 'Cause a lot of guys, they'll get rejected and they won't get out. They won't meet nobody. They won't try to see nobody. They'll hang on to it. They'll have resentment. Be like, oh, all women reject me, or they only want this certain type of men, which is not true. They date all types of men, big, fat, skinny, tall, black, white. So, you just don't know what people are looking for. They just like when you go to a job interview, you could be the perfect candidate, perfect resume, perfect interview, and guess what? They choose somebody else. They just a game of life. You can have the perfect package with somebody and still be delivered at the wrong address. So, like I said, don't take it as nothing bad. It just wasn't the time, or it just wasn't fit within God's plan. But yeah, like I said, getting violent with her, want to punch her, want to call her out her name. That's not what grown men do. We all be respectful, regardless of whatever happens, regardless of the outcome. Be respectful, have a sense of dignity and pride. And like, you know what? Still work stuff out. It's gonna motivate me to kind of get on my stuff. And don't let it discourage you. Just take it and just try to learn from the situation and just pray that stuff can work itself out. But yeah, though, that's all I really have to say. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time out, Coach AC.